I don't know, we're up on some or something.
Hello, everyone. We would like to get started today. As you would know if you ask my students, I'm always about what time is it. So it is 2 o'clock. We want to be mindful of your time because I appreciate you coming by and celebrating with us. Also, we have some people from the community, and I don't know what your Thursday looks like. So thank you so much for coming. My name is Amy Shelley. I'm the program director, and I have had the wonderful opportunity of working with these fine people. We are very happy for the students. We're also thankful for their friends and family for being here, but also for supporting them through the last 19 months. I'm sure there have been ups and downs that they have discussed with you. So thank you for supporting them, encouraging them, and pushing them towards this day. I also want to thank OTC for making this program possible. This is a collaboration with Missouri Department of Mental Health and the Missouri Behavioral Health Council. All three entities have continued to see the benefit of this program and continue to support us, and we are very, very grateful for that. So, who knew what we would be facing when we started the program? Outside of having to go through all of the rigors of getting into a selective admissions program, then we had COVID. So it taught us, or forced us, to redefine how things were done. It wasn't always comfortable. We went back and forth between in-person and COVID, masks, no masks, hybrid of all of those things, and you all did a great job of riding those waves and following right along, and we really thank you for that. You are examples of what can happen when you are determined. You have thrived, and I hope that you see that in yourself. In closing, I would like to share part of a graduation speech from Denzel Washington that he gave at the University of Pennsylvania. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said there is no passion to be found in playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one that you're capable of living. I'm sure your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life have had people tell you that you need something to fall back on. But I have never understood that concept. If I'm going to fall, I want to fall forward. At least I can see what I'm going to hit. Because the chances that you take, the people that you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define your life. So members of the graduating class, this is your mission. When you leave the friendly confines of college, never be discouraged. Never hold back and give everything that you've got. Always fall forward. So, in agreement with Mr. Washington, I would like to repeat these words to you. Never hold back. Give it everything you've got. And always fall forward. I am so proud of you, and I am so happy to be a part of your experience. Congratulations to the student class of 2021. Today, along with the wonderful pictures that you also have in your program. Our first speaker for today is Alicia Hunt. She has been in social service for 30 years, working both at Rural Behavioral Health and Compass Health Network. She was involved in the very early discussions of this program before it even came about, so she's been around you all for a while, even though you didn't see her. She was also one of our very first adjuncts. She has a great heart for this field and for the program. She helped to make us what we are today. When a job change came about, she still wanted to be involved with the program, so moved from adjunct to the advisory board and has continued to help to shape this program. So please welcome Alicia Hunt.
That's quite an introduction. I try not to be teary. Thank you, Ms. Shelley.
Yes.
Well, first, I just want to say what an honor it is for me to be able to be up here talking to this group. I haven't had much to do with, well, anything directly to do with this group. But I'm very proud of you, just like they are. Have you ever imagined doing something that you maybe getting to do something that maybe you never thought you would, or maybe you watched someone else do something and kind of thought, man, I but then maybe those little thoughts of hesitation and doubt, they kind of crept in a little bit. You start to hear the, ooh, I don't know, I might fail. Or maybe I shouldn't try that. I probably wouldn't be any good at that. Does that sound familiar to anybody in this room? Yeah. It also probably sounds really familiar to the customers that you guys are going to serve when you get out in the field. It's something they deal with on a regular basis. So, it might have even been something that went through your minds when you were thinking about higher education. This program in particular, even. Maybe even the job you're getting ready to start here in a few weeks, maybe. Kind of wondering, am I equipped to handle that job? I think this is probably the fourth cohort that I've actually gotten to be here and watch and celebrate this day with, even though I think it's what, the sixth to graduate. I think I've gotten to be a part of 4. So I never dreamt that I would be up here doing this and getting to talk to you all. Never. When I was asked to speak at this event, I would love to say that my first thought was absolutely, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was, oh dear, people do not like graduation speeches. They don't like to listen to them. But I also had a host of other things that were kind of running through my mind. Mostly I was honored to be asked to speak, and I was terrified. I kind of started thinking about all these memories of times that I had tried to do something new, exciting, scary, challenging. Those memories kind of flooded my mind as I was thinking about speaking up here today. And as I did, I started thinking about some of the things that didn't quite go right. Like you do sometimes, right? Like there was this one time that I decided I was going to do a 5K. And I was going to do it in 2 weeks. And I hadn't exercised in 2 years. I didn't really go so well. As you can imagine, it did. I think I ended up with a sprained ankle and a bum knee for months, but I tried, right? I tried. And then I thought about things that went well. Some of those things that I tried that were scary and challenging and new and exciting, they went well. Like becoming one of the first adjunct teachers in this program. That was scary. Very scary. In fact, I remember the moment I received the offer to teach in this program. And without hesitation, I said absolutely. Absolutely. do it. And then about 5 seconds after I walked out the door, I thought, wait a minute. I've never spoken in front of a group of people before. And oh my goodness, I've never written a curriculum. What in the world am I doing? I'm jumping into the deep end of the pool without a life jacket. What am I gonna do? I mean, there were those things, right? I must have looked at okay because I'm standing here. But either way, I had that moment. And I was kind of freaking out. And I was thinking, what am I gonna do? I don't know if I can do this, right? I don't know if I can do this. And then, as I was starting to freak out, I kind of had this other thought. I thought about this little block. It's one of those little decorative blocks that have all the, they all have sayings on them and that kind of thing. That I had picked up a couple of weeks before that moment, before I was offered that opportunity to teach. And when I picked up that block, my thought was, I'm going to give this block with this encouraging question on it to somebody at just the right moment when they need some encouragement. I'm gonna give this to them. So I stuck it in my little gift stash. I don't know if any of you have that or not. And as I thought about that block, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go find that block. And I went and I dug it out and I looked at it. And it said, what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? And I thought, wow, maybe I'm the one that needs that. Maybe I need to have this in my life, in my space. So I put it on my desk. And that's where it's been in many offices for many years. It sits on my desk at home in my home office right now. And I've used it many times to kind of rewrite that narrative in my head when doubt starts to creep in, when that voice of fear starts to creep in, when it's saying, I don't know if you can do that, or what if you fail? Maybe you shouldn't try that. And I've used it to change the narrative to what if it works? What if I'm really good at this? So what if I fail? Right? I tried. Something new, scary, exciting, challenging. And then I said, not giving in to the fear. I know what it takes to be a good community support specialist. My entire career, about 20 years of it, 25 years of it at that point, had been in this field. And I knew I had the knowledge. And I was going to silence those voices of fear. And I was going to do something new, something challenging, something scary. And I was going to work my tail off at it. So, I decided I'm going to do what I've always wanted my customers to do. I'm going to try as if I couldn't fail. Just like I've always wished the people that I was trying to help could do, that they would have the confidence to do that. I was going to do it. So teaching, specifically in this program, was something that I knew I wanted to do from the minute it was a seed, a thought. It was being tossed around in conversations at least 10 years ago, maybe more. So it hadn't come to fruition back then, but I remember hearing about it and I thought, I gotta do that. I want to be a part of that. If that ever happens, I want to be a part of that. I knew I had to do it. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be scary. I knew I might fail sometimes at it. But it was like I needed to do it. I needed to do it. So I was determined. I was going to listen to the words on that block. And I was going to approach teaching in this program as if I could not fail. I couldn't. Just again, like I wanted our customers to do, and like I wanted those of you who are going to work with them to do. To work with them as if you cannot fail. think I had a good night's sleep for, oh my goodness, probably at least a year. I would stay up at night, all hours of the night, ruminating about my lesson plans. The presentation I was going to give the next day, what if I forgot something? What if I stumbled as I was walking in the door? What if I tripped over my words, right? All these things. I didn't want to forget to tell them this. I didn't want to forget to tell them that. They need to know this. They need to know that. But every time, oh, and I also would show up an hour early for every class, by the way. That's those first 2 semesters, and I would sit in my car, and I would go over that lesson plan again. Not that you guys do that, but I did. I was always sitting out there in my car. And the funny thing was, I'm sure people walking by were thinking, Patty's talking to herself. So I'm just sitting there going on with my lesson. And every time I would get nervous about tripping over my words, or forgetting something I was going to say, or, you know, all those silly things that kind of go through your head, I would just remind myself to approach it as if it couldn't fail. So I guess my first piece of advice to you all is, as you start your new careers, just try as if you cannot fail, and then support your customers in doing the same thing. Support them in doing it too. The second piece of advice that I'm going to give you is to know your why. It's important to know your why. The reason that you chose this new, exciting, scary, and challenging career in the first place. Everyone has a why. Everyone does. You may not know it right away. You may know it, but may have to be reminded of it. But you all have a why. In the case of me becoming an instructor, I'm going to tell you my why. I wanted people who were coming into this field to know all the things I didn't know when I came into the field. I wanted people like you to feel confident, competent, and prepared. So that some of the most fantastic individuals that you would encounter who were in some of the most impossible, vulnerable situations life could throw at them would benefit from someone who was well prepared to support them. So I would work hard to be the best instructor I could possibly be. I would have super high expectations. I would make sure that the people I taught were prepared, that they knew what they were getting into. And at the end of my first semester, I think I heard I was considered the toughest instructor at that time. Which is okay. It's okay. In fact, right now, y'all are probably going, what? She wasn't here when I came through this program. It was tough. It was stressful. It was time consuming. Took a lot of energy. Sometimes things didn't go right. Sometimes students would complain. Maybe they thought the assignment was too hard, too time consuming, the program was too hard, too demanding, the instructors are too demanding. Thinking about giving up. I'm tired. We're overwhelmed. Their excitement for the new career choice, it was going away. So what I would do is I would look at them. And I would ask them, why did you choose to come into this field? Why did you choose to come into this program? I'm pretty sure you didn't think it was going to be easy. I'm pretty sure that's not why you chose it. And we know you didn't choose it for the money. So, find your why. Think about your why. What drew you to the field in the first place? And usually they would respond with something like, oh, I want to help people. I want people to get better. I want to lift people up. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. That's kind of the things I would hear. And so I would tell them, okay, that's your why. Go write it down. Put it in your space where you can see it every day. Every day. And then I would tell them my why. I would tell them my why for being so tough. My why for the strict deadlines. For the tough graded papers. For nitpicking at the grammar and the spelling. Somebody can relate. Why I was sacrificing time with my family for this program. Despite the fact that I was working full time, I was gonna, and despite the fact that I was tired and I was stressed, I was raising kids and doing things, right? I was doing it because when I entered the field many more years ago than I care to count, I was doing what you all spent the last 18 months getting ready to do. I was doing community support. So I did what you all are getting ready to do. And when I entered the field, it was during a time when all the state hospitals were closing. And they were discharging individuals who had spent the majority of their life in there, at least their adult life in there. And I quickly found that while I wanted to help people, and I was wide-eyed, and I had this zest for saving the world, or at least making a big impact on it somehow, my 4-year degree didn't teach me what I needed to know to do that. Not in this field. It didn't. I entered the field needing to know how to support individuals who were being sent back into a community that didn't welcome them and didn't know how to support them at that time. They weren't set out to completely support them at that time. It was a long time ago. Tell my age. So the students here, they needed to know about stigma. They needed to know how to be advocates and researchers. They needed to know how to help someone thrive in an environment that they didn't have the skills to survive in, much less thrive in. So I wasn't prepared for the countless stories of hardship. I would watch those I served experience. You will be the support for many shoulders, carrying the weight of trauma, addiction, and a lot of other struggles. This program, it teaches you how to do that. This program teaches you the importance of self-care while you're doing that. It tells you how to implement that and practice that on a regular basis so that you don't give up, so that you can model what you're preaching to those you serve. You're going to be a role model, and you need to live out the advice you're handing out. I didn't know how to manage all the hats as a community support specialist needed to wear. I didn't know about paperwork, audits, deadlines, stuff like that. But this program, it prepares you for all of that. I also didn't know how necessary it was going to be, and sometimes challenging, to help my consumers see even the tiniest of successes so they wouldn't quit trying as if they couldn't fail. And I didn't know how important it was going to be and how hard it would be to find my own tiniest successes so I wouldn't burn out and give up and quit trying as if I couldn't fail. I didn't know that. But this program, it teaches you that. So, the reason I stepped outside my comfort zone and I took on the task of teaching in this program, and the reason I'm doing the job I do at Compass right now, which is a corporate trainer, is I get to help community support specialists come into this field, and I get to help you prepare for the vital role you're going to play in the lives of special individuals, some of the most special individuals you'll ever meet. about the lives you're going to touch. It's about the seeds you're going to plant. And in the long run, it's ultimately about helping you support them as if they cannot fail at living the life they want for themselves. So when you're moving forward and it's stressful, remember your why. Go back to where you wrote it down. Remember it. So over the years in this field, she said 30, never until this program did I see anyone prepared enough to tackle the job that lays ahead of you, the job of becoming a community support specialist, until this program. Not prepared by their 4-year degree, not just degree alone. Okay? Sorry if that offends anybody from another institution. If there's anyone else in here that's not from OTC, sorry about that. But I'm passionate about it. I'm so proud of this program, and I'm so proud of those of you who get through this program. So proud of it. So 2021 graduates in this program. You pushed through your own fears, your own anxieties, whatever they were. You managed to get everything done, and you made it to this day while juggling a lot of different responsibilities. Some of you were working, some of you were new parents, some of you were single parents, some of you taking care of other family members, friends, some of you doing all of that while you were doing this program. Overcoming adversity and struggles. And you did it during a pandemic. Your entire program was during a pandemic. You found your why to keep going forward each day in this program. You found it. Each step, each day, each semester, each challenge, each struggle, you found a why to keep going. Wondering if you were going to be successful, wondering if you were going to graduate, wondering if you were going to get a job, wondering all of that, but you kept going. Thank you for sticking with it. Thank you. You're a resilient, determined group, and this field needs that. We need that. So we're proud of you, and we're celebrating you guys today. And I know I'm rambling, but I want one more thing. I want to say one more thing. I think I'm done with my 10 minutes. Somebody should be holding up the red, yellow, green, we're running out of time thing. Is that it's bigger than graduating from this program. It's bigger than this little celebration today. It's about the jobs that you're going to do. They're going to be tough. They're going to be trying. And they're going to require courage to try as though you cannot fail. And you're going to be stressed. And when that happens, when you're stressed, you're anxious, and you're at a loss for what to do or know how to do it, and you feel like maybe you're failing, I want you to remember your why, and then I want you to try as if you can fail. This is the last thing I'm saying. Thank you for the hard work you put into graduating. Thank you for the jobs you're about to do. Thank you for that. You good people. You're about to experience the beauty of impacting the lives of others, and also having your lives impacted by them in ways that you can never imagine right now. Thank you, and congratulations.
Those are important things for us to remember. As a group, we ask the students to choose one of their own in order to speak on behalf of the group and to share some thoughts with us. And for this group, that is Ruthie, so I'd like to invite her forward. Cute the slaughter. Wow, okay. All right, so for my first
I would like to ask the class of 2021, on a scale from 1 to 10, how are we feeling right now? Thank you. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone who showed up today. Thank you to our professors who shaped us, to the agencies who gave us the opportunity to get hands-on experience, and to our friends and family who supported us along the way. Speaking for all of us, we would not be here without you, so thank you. We spent a lot of time in this program and our careers to come thinking about other people, crying with them in their defeats, celebrating their victories, and all the messy in-betweens that come with helping others. Today, however, is time dedicated to us to celebrate our victories, end of a chapter. So, can we give the class of 2021 a round of applause for their efforts and hard work? When preparing for this speech, I asked my fellow classmates to describe this program using one word. Barring the expletives. This is what they came up with. Someone said enlightening, long, informative. One of my personal favorites was just a long list of skull emojis with hearts in between. There was challenging, emotional, and rewarding. Throughout this program, we were reminded to maintain unconditional positive regard for people's potential. Now, for anyone who spent time in this program or in this field, you know that it's no small feat. Life can get, well, lifey sometimes, especially for our clients. It can be difficult to affirm a client's value when they have consistently been made to feel inconsequential. I once had a client who'd make a point every meeting to say, Ruthie, I'm just a trash person. Hearing and processing people's hard stuff can make our work feel hopeless at times. However, I've come to believe that the most courageous of people are those who are able to sit with others in hard spaces. So, for my fellow classmates, know that the hopelessness you feel at times is not a comment on your weakness, but evidence of your strength. Know that potential does not mean perfection. Going back to my client. They recently graduated the program. Graduating a client from the program was one of the most emotional and rewarding experiences I've ever had the privilege to be a part of. So, as we graduated our program, I shared this story with you. When they left, I gave them the card. I put on the front in bold red letters, there are no throwaway people. And inside, I included a quote from Teddy Roosevelt. The quote said this: "The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Who actually strives to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, great devotion, who errs and comes up short again and again. Who spends themselves in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if they fail, at least they fail by daring greatly." As we move forward in our careers and wherever life may take us, I hope we remember this quote and keep it in our pocket as a reminder to never shy away from life. In joy and in sorrow, may we continue to show up, to see the work that we do with fresh eyes, and know that our effort is changing lives. Thank you.
So when we were getting ready for the ceremony, every group we give a portfolio that has a certificate of completion. So this is Deanna Crabtree, practicum coordinator. She will be handing those out as I speak. But we got together as a group with Mrs. Sorbo, who, as Kim pointed out, has left the program. But since she was with you during your time here, we wanted to come up with a couple of words to describe you all. And so these are our words of gift to you as you graduate. First is Hannah Kathy. She has received employment at Rural Behavioral Health and School-Based Services, and the words that we have for her are focused and persistent. Next is Stephen Chandler. He will be employed by Clark Mental Health Center and the ITCD department, and his words are goal-oriented and driven. Ruthie also is employed with Burrell in the Impart department, and her words are positive and inquisitive. Amy McLean is friendly and jovial. She will be working at Burrell in Sarasota. And now he's performing for all of us.
He said, I graduated too.
Yes.
Here's my certificate.
Kayla Ray is not here because she left us to go get married. She's getting married today. But she is investigating her opportunities, and her words are generous and determined. Whitney Wallace also could not be here. She is celebrating with a trip as well. She is a spirited planner, and you all will probably, hopefully agree with both of those. Maddie West accepted a position with Marshfield Youth at Burrell, and she is kind and hardworking. Kim is caring with a desire to learn, and she has an interview on Monday, so positive vibes for this. Jenna Yagi is weighing her options, so if you are one of those options, I would say grab her up quick. She is insightful and consistent. Before Deanna wraps up, I want to let you know that this is being live streamed, but the video will live on YouTube. So the link that you had in your invitation, or if you would like to share it with others, they would be able to watch the ceremony as well. Also, there are cookies and drinks at the back. Cookies are compliments of Ottawa University, so we want to thank Aunt Amy Matthews for coming today. Thank you very much. And she is available for any student who would like to speak with her. Feel free to take a drink or a couple of cookies on your way out, because that's less than we have to take care of later. So in closing, Deanna Crabtree.
So just to wrap up, in case you didn't know, we had COVID. And it came, and while it was here, it made things very interesting for us. A lot of flexibility. And that is one of the things that we talk about in our field, is being flexible, because you never know. Each day is unique. So we experienced that this past year and a half, right? A lot of flexibility. That was one of the strengths that you showed us, which is one. I had the privilege to instruct at the very beginning on Zoom, not the way we had planned it. And then this last semester, which was kind of a surprise for all of us, that I came in and taught that class as well. But as I said to you on our last day, that was my favorite class with you. I had the privilege to see who you had become and see the growth and the strengths that you had developed along the way. And you are more than ready to enter into this field. We are so proud. Congratulations.
Somebody needs to
tell the